you so much, Mr. Chair. I'd like to begin by thanking Chairman Quigley, Meeks, and Chair McGovern and their staffs for working with me on this critical amendment and for their leadership throughout this process. I'd also like to thank the incredible Congresswoman Lee for joining me here today to speak in support of this critical policy change, and of course Congressman Crawford, who submitted this change as a Republican-led bipartisan amendment to FSGG appropriations bill in 2017 and has been a great advocate on this issue over the years. This is an amendment that's critical, and it builds on more than a decade of efforts by bipartisan members of the House and Senate and the farm industry leaders across the country. As Cubans face one of the most painful economic crises in 3 decades, forcing tens of thousands of Cubans to spend long hours each day waiting in lines in hopes of finding food, my amendment, our amendment, would provide temporary relief to them as well as U.S. farm exporters by suspending enforcement for 1 year of the prohibiting and extending credit to Cuban food buyers. This amendment makes sense for 2 reasons. First, the Cuban people are currently contending with significant food shortages, as I mentioned. By allowing Cuban importers to buy U.S. food products on credit, we can help ease the suffering of everyday Cubans and build goodwill between our peoples. Simply put, it is the most humane thing we can do right now and the right thing to do. Second, the amendment would also help American ag producers as well by removing trade barriers that put them at a competitive disadvantage with countries thousands of miles away like China and Vietnam. For my home state of Michigan and many others across the country, this amendment effectively opens up a new market of about 11 million people for our farmers and for their exports. I know Michigan's Director of Ag and Rural Development, Gary McDowell, noted that our state's farmers seek great opportunities for products such as dry beans, apples, dairy products, and poultry that are major staples of the Cuban diet. So this amendment is good for our Cuban people as well as good for the American farmers and the right thing to do. And I urge my colleagues to please support this amendment, and I reserve the balance of my time.